Just because John Lennon was a Beatle doesn't mean he worshipped every track they ever made. Behind the legend and the peace signs was a brutally honest artist who refused to sugarcoat his own work, even when that meant tearing down songs fans had immortalized. While millions still belt out the Beatles' biggest hits, Lennon often rolled his eyes at the very same tunes. To him, not every song deserved a place in rock history. Over the years, he openly dissected a handful of Beatles recordings he saw as weak, half-baked, or simply unworthy of the band's legacy. Some were global chart toppers, others were forgotten deep cuts. But Lennon's verdict was mercilessly consistent. In his view, they should have never made it onto the albums at all. Now, as the Deluxe Anthology series arrives on November 21st, packing 12 LPs or 8 CDs filled with rare demos, outtakes, and unreleased treasures, fans are getting a front-row seat to rediscover the band's creative highs and lows. And with the anthology docuseries premiering on Disney Plus just days later, on November 26th, there's no better time to revisit Lennon's unfiltered opinions, the times when even a Beatle thought the Beatles missed the mark. One of his most despised creations came from 1965's Help album, It's Only Love. Ironically, the song explored the confusion and frustration of romance, but Lennon himself had no mixed feelings about it. He admitted he absolutely hated it, describing the lyrics as dreadful and the entire composition as one of his weakest moments. Even decades later, he never softened his stance. The track, he believed, was a total misfire. Then there's Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, one of the most iconic moments from Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. The song's surreal lyrics and trippy imagery fueled endless debates about whether it was a hidden ode to LSD, though Lennon insisted it was inspired by a drawing from his young son, Julian. Regardless of the origin, he later dismissed the final studio version, lamenting that it didn't capture the magic he'd envisioned. In his eyes, the song had potential, but the recording never lived up to it. Another casualty of his self-criticism was Hello, Goodbye, the upbeat 1967 single from Magical Mystery Tour. Fans embraced its playful contradictions, but Lennon saw it as hollow, a string of opposites without purpose. He reportedly described it as little more than 3 minutes of meaningless juxtapositions. Still, he admitted there was one redeeming spark: the improvised jam at the end, where he took over on piano and let chaos take over the studio. Even a number, one hit, in his mind, could sound empty if it lacked genuine inspiration. Lennon's sharp tongue didn't spare even the sacred classics. Take Let It Be, one of the Beatles' most beloved songs, written by Paul McCartney. While fans saw it as a soulful anthem of hope and closure, Lennon viewed it differently, as a McCartney solo piece wearing Beatles clothing. To him, it felt detached from the band's spirit, more Wings than Fab Four. He wasn't shy about his distaste for others, either. He once dismissed When I'm 64 as old-fashioned granny music and branded Birthday as outright dreadful. But among all the tracks he regretted, one stood out above the rest, a song he himself had written. That song was Run for Your Life, from the 1965 album Rubber Soul. Even Lennon admitted he'd written it on autopilot, lifting inspiration from an old Elvis Presley tune, Baby, Let's Play House. Over time, the track drew criticism for its jealous, possessive lyrics, sentiments Lennon later disavowed completely. He confessed he had never liked it, calling it a throwaway he wished had stayed in the drawer. In the end, Lennon's brutally honest reflections reveal something far deeper than simple self-criticism. They show an artist who refused to hide behind his own legend, one who demanded more from himself than fame or fortune could offer. For every Beatles song the world celebrates, Lennon's candid words remind us that even the greatest band in history wasn't perfect. And maybe that's what made them timeless, not the illusion of flawlessness, but the humanity that came with every imperfection.